Melbourne, Australia. Novak Djokovic's Australian Open dominance is intact, 9 finals, 9 championships. And he keeps gaining on Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal in the Grand Slam standings, now up to 18 overall, 2 away from the men's record shared by his 2 rivals. Djokovic used superb serving and his usual relentless returning and baseline excellence to grab 11 of 13 games in one stretch and beat a visibly frustrated Daniil Medvedev 7-5, 6-2, 6-2 on Sunday for a 3rd trophy in a row at Melbourne Park. The 33-year-old from Serbia improved to 18-0 combined in semi-finals and finals on the hard courts of the Australian Open. Looking at the bigger picture, Djokovic has won 6 of the last 10 major tournaments and is assured of remaining at No. 1 in the rankings at least through March 8. That will give him 311 weeks in the top spot, breaking a mark held by Federer. The No. 4 ranked Medvedev was appearing in his 2nd Grand Slam final. He was the runner-up to Nadal at the 2019 US Open, but is still left trying to collect his first such championship. Djokovic ended the 25-year-old Russian's 20-match winning streak. Medvedev also had won his previous 12 matches against top 10 opponents. But going up against Djokovic in Australia is a much different challenge. By the 2nd set, as things slipped away, Medvedev bounced his white racket off the blue court, then absolutely destroyed it with a full-on spike. By the 3rd, he kept looking up at his coach with palms up as if to ask, "What can I possibly do here?" It is a familiar sentiment in this stadium, on this court, at this tournament. Federer, Nadal, Andy Murray, Stan Wawrinka, Dominic Thiem, all Grand Slam champions, all defeated by Djokovic in semi-finals or finals in Melbourne. So place the 9 triumphs in Australia alongside 5 at Wimbledon, 3 at the U Open and 1 at the French Open for Djokovic. The math looks good for Djokovic. He is about a year younger than Nadal and 6.5 younger than Federer, who turns 40 in August. Federer hasn't competed in more than a year after having 2 knee operations but is expected to turn to the tour next month. On a cool, cloudy evening, an event delayed 3 weeks because of the coronavirus pandemic concluded with an announced attendance of 7,426 at Rod Laver Arena. Spectators were barred entirely for 5 days earlier in the tournament because of a local COVID-19 lockdown, but they eventually were let back in at 50% capacity. A majority favored Djokovic on Sunday, so plenty of choruses of his nickname rang out, "Nadal, Nadal, Nadal." And Serbian flags dotted the stands, flapping in a swirling breeze. This was his 28th major final, even with Nadal for the 2nd most by a man in tennis history, trailing Federer's 31. When it ended, after fewer than 2 hours, Djokovic dropped to his back on the court, limbs splayed. He has said he feels at home at the place, and he isn't ready to relinquish ownership.